This opening move is popular for its versatility and control of the center, responding with a fundamental move. Knights before bishops. Following this strategy strengthens your center and threatens an undefended pawn. An active knight defends the pawn and reinforces the center, supporting your pawn by developing your other knight. They bring out their bishop, increasing their control over the center. You overlook an opportunity to win a knight through an eventual fork. This move prepares for their bishop to join the action. You're kicking their bishop out of a useful square. A correct move to get their bishop out of harm's way. You kick the opposing knight with a pawn, forcing it away. A correct move to get their knight out of harm's way. You exchange pieces of equal value. A straightforward recapture. You develop a rook, which means you move it from its starting position. Now you have to double pawns. You recapture the piece. They bring out their knight, increasing their control over the center. This move activates your bishop to strengthen control over the center. They castle kingside, placing their king in a safer spot away from the center. Your pawn is no longer hanging and is now defended. They've offered to trade pieces of equal value. You are forcing your opponent to double pawns. A clear recapture. Your pawn is undefended, so this move loses material. They missed a chance to capture a free pawn. You've just allowed your pawn to be taken without a fight. They are right on target. You found a safer square for your queen. Their better move was to create a pawn chain. Your rooks are connected, which helps them work together. Their rooks can see each other now, allowing them to provide mutual defense. You are forcing your opponent to have isolated double pawns, which ruins their structure. A straightforward recapture. Your rook takes an open file, a good way to activate the rook. Your opponent's rook challenges yours for control of the open file. That was a fair trade. Recaptures. This move doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either. This move activates their rook on the 7th rank, limiting your king's movement. Good job defending that pawn. A correct move to get their pawn out of harm's way. You create left for the king, providing an escape square. Precise move from your opponent. Oops, you gave up a pawn. They took your pawn for free. Your best move was to attack a pawn chain. Their better move was to defend a rook that was under attack. Your better option was to strike at the center with a pawn. You allowed the opponent to take open file with a rook, moving their threatened rook to safety. You overlooked an opportunity to win a pawn through an eventual fork. This move left their pawn hanging. Nice, definitely the right move. You can pick up a free pawn. Very good choice. Their king steps away from the check by your queen. A risky move, leaving your king open to potential attacks. This is a fair trade. The game was close to equal, but now your opponent has the advantage. They defended their pawn, which was under attack. Your better option was to attack a pawn chain. This move gives you the opportunity to win their rook. This is the way to win a rook. Capturing the checking queen. A logical capture. A clear recapture. You captured a free rook. They made one of the top moves in this position. You can win a pawn with a fork. Very nice. They played one of the best moves here. You won a pawn for free. They played the strongest move available. You captured that free pawn. You're now able to use a rook to counter a passed pawn. Placing your rook behind your opponent's passed pawn makes it harder to promote. Pushing their passed pawn. You had a chance to play something better. They moved their king out of the check from your rook. Yes, this is the way. Their king steps away from the check by your rook. Good job, that's what I would have played too. They exchange pieces of equal value. Smart play. Capturing the passed pawn takes the pressure off. Capturing your hanging pawn. You had a better option, but this is not bad. They move their king out of the check from your rook. In the endgame, the king can become a fighting piece. Their passed pawn moves closer to promotion, becoming more dangerous. Nice, definitely the right move. I like their choice. Well done, an excellent move. Their king steps away from the check by your rook. Not the best move, but not bad either. They made one of the top moves in this position. Yes, this is the way. That's playable. Good job, that's what I would have played too. They played one of the best moves here. This is a fine move. They slipped up a bit here. Not the worst move, but definitely not the best. This is the way to win a pawn. A straightforward recapture. That pawn was yours for the taking. Decent move, but they had a better one. You overlooked a better way to capture a free pawn. Their king steps away from the check by your pawn. Nice, definitely the right move. Pushing their passed pawn. Very good choice. Their passed pawn moves closer to promotion, becoming more dangerous. Well done, an excellent move. They took your pawn for free. This is a fine move. They are threatening to tactically win a rook. You captured a free pawn. They move their king out of the check from your rook. A good choice to move your threatened rook. I like their choice. Very good choice. They made one of the top moves in this position. Well done, an excellent move. This seems like a mistake to me. Yes, this is the way. They are right on target. Getting closer to the forced checkmate. Precise move from your opponent. Your move gets closer to checkmate. They played one of the best moves here. You missed the mate and the game continues. Their king steps away from the check by your rook. This is a fine move. That's not a mistake, but they did not find the best move here. Very good choice. I like their choice. This moves your rook to a safer square. They made one of the top moves in this position. Good job, that's what I would play too. They move their king out of the check from your rook. Nice, definitely the right move. That's quite an error. Now's your chance to capitalize on it. Yes, this is the way. They played the strongest move available. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. Their king steps away from the check by your rook. You continue the checkmate attack. They played one of the best moves here. Getting closer to the forced checkmate. They are right on target. Your move gets closer to checkmate. Precise move from your opponent. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. Congrats on your win.